Hey everybody, welcome back. On this episode of By the Numbers, we're going to be taking a look at Seth Rollins, the Visionary. He is a modern era powerhouse that is in the defensive style. Okay? So he gets, tuning up the band, helping hand in life in the fast lane as boss breakers. None of these have been game changers so far, but the helping hand can be nice if you're getting into a longer battle. So that's what he's got available to him. Modern era, he is a coach. His coach is red moves that deal damage will deal 75% more damage. This is pretty cool, actually. Most of the time when I'm reaching for a red move damage coach, I think it's 30% is the max on stuff like tech carry and cross. So having it more than double is certainly a welcome addition to all of us move damage aficionados. There's not a ton of red move damage cards out there, but for the ones that are, they're absolutely going to want to have Seth Rollins in their entourage. As far as links and gear, Raw and Modern Era, Raw can be very useful in showdowns. Any color moves start with one more move point. The Modern Era gems do 5% more damage. Every little bit helps. And the other thing that I kind of want to highlight with him is he does have a hot tag. When tagged into the match, deal 25.5 million damage. Increase all your gem damage by 70% for one turn. That's a pretty significant buff. 70% by one turn. It's pretty good. It works as an activated buff, so it increases the gem board, not your base gem damage, which is super nice. And it's rainbow, which is also super nice. He does have a move that breaks rainbow. We're not going to talk about that move. So I've got two move sets, sorry, that are going to help me kind of isolate a couple of things that I think I should talk about. One of them is how gem damage plates are affected by multiply gems. I think it's really important to understand how that pairing works. And the other thing that we're going to be able to do is really show off how powerful Armor King is going to be able to be for everybody. Okay. So the first move set here is triple yellow. Sling Blade, deal 525,000 damage, gain 5 yellow MP. Falcon Arrow, deal 550,000 damage, choose a 5x5 area to make into multiply gems of strength 7. Then deal 550,000 damage and make 15 random gems into heal gems of strength 2.5 million. Heal gems are back. Right on. I think the previous heal gem card was Viscera, who threw out one that healed for a whole lot. And then I think Acro Shiny Cena. And then we get the King's Landing. Deal 2 million damage, make 50 random gems into yellow gems, and pin the opponent. This is a very easy moveset. You could two-click it if you want to. You can come up with 10 MP first turn. So it's just Falcon Arrow and King's Landing. But the Sling Blade's going to allow me to show off Armor King. Look at the MP here. It's just 6. All right, so 4 and 2 is traditionally how we do it. So 4 MP Kofi, and then 2 MP and increased multiply. So Braun Breaker. Not Braun Breaker, sorry, Braun Strowman. This way, we can actually manufacture all of the MP and like manufacture Sherry Martel if you don't have her, and get her entourage effect as well. So let's take a look at it. So Armor King at 21k gives you plus 2 Rainbow MP, and then at 35k, he multiplied gems increase from moves. Multiplies gems generated from moves will increase their strength by 2. And then Braun Strowman here does the same thing. Multiply gems generated from moves will increase their strength by 2. And yellow moves start with 2 more move points. So now you have 4 yellow MP and plus 4 multiplied gem strength. So 1 for being yourself is 5. And then, of course, Santa Hogan would be able to get your 6. This is on the CC account. It's got the Super Hogan. I hate showing that off. I don't want to show that off because it's such a massive damage increase. I have 4 perks on, and the card has plus 99 right now. So what I'm going to do is instead of using Santa Hogan, I'm going to put You Can't See Me here. This is going to be my stand-in for Santa Hogan, just to indicate that Santa Hogan is supposed to be here, but it's not. Can't See Me Hogan. And then the last card, probably the most rare of all of them, if this is Santa Hogan, is Zombie Punk. Yellow gems do 40% more damage. Multiplied gems do 60%. Okay. So move flow is actually really easy. Sling Blade into Falcon Arrow into King's Landing. On our belt here, we have Fury 2's 100% gem damage. And then the yellow move damage medal, which will increase our yellow move damage by 200%. We're going to be using the Nightmare Insignia. Whenever you make 6 or more multiplied gems, increase your yellow gem damage by 100% for 1 turn. And then the Visceral Visage. This may actually be the rarest thing in this entire setup here. When you make 1 or more heal gems, increase all your gem damage by 200% for 1 turn. So we're going to get 300% yellow gem damage buff from the 2 plate. If you don't have Visceral Visage, don't worry. You can put an LA Bite plate here. So instead of 200%, you'll get 100%. You could probably put a Rumble plate here and be just fine. There's multiple different things you can do. I just wanted to use the eyeball plate because I think it looks cool. So here's our damage. There's a couple of neat things that happen in this move flow that we'll talk about when we get to it. But let's start working and putting together our damage from the ground. You can see our yellow gem base gem damage is 59,292. Okay. Scrap bonus is 100%. Metal type is Fury 2, so we get 80 there. We get a 35% metal. And then a flat metal bonus, I believe, of 127 from these metals. Percent subset bonus is 0. And actually, my slide does not have that on there, so I'll just leave that off. Percent trainer bonus is 40%. This is from Zombie Punk. And then also Zombie Punk is Gem Multiply Trainer of 60%. Our multiplies, we're making 25 of them. We're going to break all 25. And our strength over here is going to be 11. Pretty good. So each one of our multiplied gems are going to do 4.3, let's call it 4.4 million damage. We're breaking 29 of them. So we're going to get to 109,851,524 in gem damage. That's rock solid. You'll see over here with plates, I've got 300%. But this is how much we're adding right here. This 300% is basically the 59,292 times 3 comes up with 177,876. That is the amount of damage that is added to each yellow gem from the 2 plates being activated. Now, I said earlier in the video that we're going to talk about how gem damage plates and multiplies are like peas, right? They've got a really good symbiotic relationship. And it's because the way multiplies work. Multiplied strength 11 essentially means that you're taking all of this and this, you're creating this total gem damage, and then you're doing this 10 more times. This number times 11, essentially. All right. Built into this is 177,876 damage from the plates, almost half, right? If you think about it. So pull up the calculator here. 177,876 is how much is generated from the plates. Each multiplied gem is size 11. So we're getting to 1,956,000 damage from the plates alone on each multiplied gem, and we're breaking 25 of them. So just the plate alone and the multiplied gems is doing 48,915,000. That's the amount of damage that the plates are adding in concert with the moveset and all of the multiplied gems. That's 50 million damage from plates. 50 million damage from plates. This is why plates can sometimes make or break an entire build. Okay. Jump ahead. If you look at the slide, the yellow gem damage from multiplies is 109,851,000. And that means the total damage turn 1 is 123, and that's the main driver of that. If you take away 50 million, that 123 million damage that we're going to do turn 1 turns into like 70. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude. It's a significant chunk having the plates in concert with the multiply gem. Let's take a look at the moveset. For the move flow, we're going to be working against Big Papa Pump here. And we'll talk about how I got up to the total turn 1 damage. So, got a boost in P. Here's a portion of the move damage that we're going to get for the. Now everything is loaded. We're going to hit the Falcon Arrow. We're going to throw out our multis, and then we're going to throw out our heal gems. Now, when it comes to calculating how much damage this is going to do when it all turns yellow, right? King's Landing is just going to paint the entire board yellow, is a couple of different things. One, Zombie Punk is in the entourage. That means he's adding 60% base gem damage to yellow gems, or to multiply gems, sorry. Okay. But that's only the multiply gems. Okay. So we've got to look at it as 2 different base gem damage. If you look over here at total gem damage with multis, this is the number that's factored in with the 60%. So each multiply gem's base gem damage is 399.46. Okay. And then you multiply that 11 is x 11. Each yellow multiply gem should be about 4.394 million. And if you click on here, 4.39 million. So we've got that all calculated out. And then we know we're breaking 25 of them. That's how we get to the 109,851. You can see that right there. Multiplies broken is 25. We've got that much damage. It's coming from that. Now on the gem board, we also have heal gems that are going to heal for 2.5 million per, and there's 15 of them. All right, so we got 25 gems that are multiplied gems. We have 15 gems surrounding it that are heal gems. 25 and 15 is 40. That means we have 9 other yellow gems that are floating around out there. And those 9 yellow gems have a different base damage than the multiplies because of Zombie Punks. We look over here, our total gem damage right here, right? Without the 60% from Zombie Punk, come up with 363,885. Put that by 9, we come up with 3.2 million damage. That's how much damage is going to happen when those 9 yellow gems break. When you break a heal gem, no damage gets done. You just get healed. So you're going to get healed for like 37.5 million. Just a little bonus. It's nice. You're going to hit for 120, and then you're going to heal for 37.5. Nothing wrong with that. So after you total everything up, total damage is not going to be able to be shown on screen because it's too big, but it's going to be 123.3 million all told, with the majority of it coming right here. This is about 117 million of it is this one move, plus cascades. All right, that's just fantastic. So we've got a moveset that not only provides some self-sustainability, but does massive amounts of damage and isn't exactly too awful hard to get up and run. If you don't have Zombie Punk or generic zombie, you'd be fine. You'll lose a little bit of damage. It won't be enough to notice. And we talked about potential plate swaps. So, very cool. I can see a lot of people using that moveset monocolor movesets seem to me at least, they feel very comfortable. They seem very easy to run. But that's not exactly my favorite moveset with Seth Rollins, the Visionary. There's a different one that I like a little bit. Also, just as a side note, how cool is it to get to use the eyeball plate on somebody, right? Eyeball plate's not exactly the most in-demand plate with a lot of use cases here. It's, it's pretty slim, no pun intended. So it's nice to be able to break this one out and use it and actually get some serious value out of it. Second moveset is dual colored. We're going to use the angled blockbuster. It's a 6 MP, right? Deal 580,000 damage and gain 10 red MP. And then it's also the cross break reversal. Deal 5.8 million damage and make all cross breaks into botch. Okay. Does it steal turn? Yeah, and then it steals turn. Second move is going to be the Phoenix Splash. And then the third move will be the Stomp. So the Phoenix Splash is deal 508,000 damage and modify a 5x7 random area into botch gems. So 5x7 is columns, it's not rows. So, pretend it goes from top to bottom instead of side to side. And then deal 508,000 damage and make the bottom 2 rows into multiplied gems of strength 13. Cool. So we're putting a whole bunch of botches down, and then we're putting a whole bunch of multiplies. And then the Stomp is going to be our finisher. Deal 2 million damage, make 22 multiplied gems into red gems, and pin the opponent. Now, if you look down here, make the bottom 2 rows, that's only 14, but you can make 22 of them into red, meaning if there was a way to generate more multiplies, this move right here would figure out a way to break them. So it happens that we absolutely do have a way to make more multiplies. And that's one of our anniversary plates here, the botch slapped plate. Whenever you make 8 or more botch gems, make 8 random gems into multiplied gems of strength 8. Now we're messing around with botch gems, and I know everybody has had a pretty difficult time trying to figure out something to do with this plate since we got it from the Boss Man month. Whenever you make 30 or more botch gems, increase all color gem damage by 300% for 1 turn. Well, we are making 35 botches. So this is the second unique plate that isn't used very often that we can use on this Seth Rollins. By the way, triple yellow, that mysterious mask that you keep getting from the Chest of Disappointment feuds, yeah, it works there too. The yellow move damage is enough that you can actually notice a little bit of a difference. How cool is that? In one weekend, we get a card that uses 3 plates that we hardly ever use, and then makes excellent work of an anniversary plate. Probably the rarest piece of kit that we're using for this entire moveset. So we got to swap our entourage around, and maybe the rarest piece actually comes here in NOD Rock. This is the same concept. +4 multiply gem strength, +4 purple MP. You Can't See Me is still Santa Hogan. And then generate red gems. So you can make 25 multiplied gems into red gems and pin the opponent. Well, why is that important instead of like more damage? Well, I wanted to make sure that we break all of the multiply gems. So we're making 14 from this move, and we're getting 8 from the plate. So that puts us at 22. Wait, does it? Yeah. Absolutely don't need it. Go away. I don't know how I missed that. I missed it. So let's find somebody else that we have that does red gem damage. We get to go through and play Menu Simulator. My favorite part of the game. You know what we're going to do? Oh, that throws off all of my math, though. So we are actually just going to leave it here. That's awesome. That means the moveset actually will get stronger organically by putting a coach that actually works instead of a coach that does this. Awesome. My mistake is your gain. Move flow is very similar, right? Angled blockbuster, Phoenix Splash, then the stomp. You just go right down through and you can do some damage. Let's put this one together. So our red gem damage is here. Swap this out real quick. This one's pretty simple. We're going to do some move damage. Red gem damage from the botch plate, and then this is supposed to say red gem damage from the moveset, and then total damage turn 1. Spoiler alert, it's going to be 130 million. Maybe I need to figure out a better way so I'm not constantly spoiling stuff here. That's awesome. Our base gem damage for red gems is 69,579. All right. And we have no gem damage entourage whatsoever, so we're not changing any of that. Over here on the belt, we are going to switch our plates around, though. No, we're not. I've already switched the plates around. So we are going to get 300% from Botchman, so that's put in right there. Our multiplied gem strength is 17, and we are breaking 14 of them. That brings us to 95,008. 372 for our gem damage done from just the 14 multiplies that are generated from the move itself. Now, on the botch slapped plate, we're making 8 gems of 8. And when those break, that's going to account for 25.5 million. And again, the plate here is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's adding 208,737 damage for all gems. On the multiply gems, on the botch slap, you multiply that by 8. That's 1.669 million damage per multiply gem that's being added by the plate. And you're breaking 8 of those. So that's 13.3 million damage in the 120 million damage that we're about to do is coming from just the plate adjusting the botch slapped multiplies. Go back to the 17 and 14. Okay. Go 95 million there. So take that 208,737, multiply that by 17. So each multiplied gem, 3.5 million damage from each multiplied gem is coming from the plate. And we're breaking 14 of those, so that's another 50 million, right? So again, we're doing massive amounts of damage that's generated from one plate alone. There are certain cards in the game where plates aren't needed. There are certain cards in the game where plates do an extraordinary amount of work. And this is one of those cards where the plates are going to do an extraordinary amount of work because they're paired with multiple. Okay. Hopefully you can also see why I separated in my slide why there are 2 different red gem damages, or supposed to say red gem damage, in the slide, because I wanted to highlight the damage difference between the larger multiplies and the smaller multiplies. But that's it. That's really where all of the damage is coming from in this card. You're going to get some cascades. But everything you break is going to be a multiply, which is cool, as you'll see when we get into the moveset here, because you're going to leave a lot of botch gems behind. So the triple yellow moveset gave you a bunch of heal gems so you can keep yourself up. This does the exact opposite in making it so that when your opponent's trying to kick out, there's a lot of times they're going to swipe into botch and not get any gem damage. Even in Hype 4, if you make a 3 match of botch gems, it's 0 damage. So very cool. Generally, I don't pay attention to styles like defensive, aggressive, focus, stuff like that. Seth Rollins here does feel like a defensive character because the heal gems and the botch gems. He also has a sub we didn't talk about. so we can control the opponent's MP and control the flow of the match. All very defensive things. So very cool thematically. I really like that. I'm not sure how feasible it is to do with every card, but having one show up like this is it's just really nice. I really. So here is the Phoenix Splash. I'm going to be doing 417,000 damage here and 417,000 damage here. This damage is boosted from the red move damage medal, and I think I forgot to swap onto the belt. You can see we have a chunk of botch gems here. Then here's our 17s, 14 of those, and then here is all of our botch slapped multiply gems. Now this actually, these 3 might not actually break. Believe it or not, it's not going to be that big of a deal. We hit the finisher. Every multiply gem on the board will turn red. And we win. It actually showed at 124 million damage before reduction. Nice. So there you go. 2 movesets. That would have done significantly more if those 3 8x multiply gems broke. But, I mean, it's 124 before reduction. I mean, that's more than enough, right? That's awesome. 2 movesets deal 120 million damage without the most rare things in the game, right? Obviously, you can crank this damage up. You know, in this move set, if you just wanted to focus on these, don't worry about generating reds like we already figured out. Throw Leo on here if you have him. That turns all of these into 20s. That's a significant damage increase. You can put a zombie on there. Zombie Bailey would be fantastic. 40% red gem damage and 60% to multiply gems. And you're only breaking multiply gems, so it's 100% damage increase to all of them. Like, awesome stuff here. You could go with a traditional 4 and 2. Here, you drop Santa, and then you can throw another zombie, or you could do Leo and a zombie. Like, you can really, really crank this damage up. I set it up this way specifically to talk about Armor King. All right, this isn't meant to be like, check out how hard it can hit. I wanted to show off how cool Armor King can be, and it allows a little bit more flexibility and creativity with your entourage, which personally I really value. Cool. What do you guys think? If you picked up the Visionary and you're watching this video, leave me a comment. Tell me how you like this Seth Rollins. As always, if you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just happen to like the sound of my voice, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.